Hey, Raider Nation, how are you guys doing tonight? Welcome to another great episode of the Unfiltered Truth. I'm your host, Phil Jones. Phil Robinson. I wonder where he's at. He's probably getting off of work so far, but hey, other than that, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I know I have a lot of fans. You guys are just like, what's going on with the whole stadium thing? I'm going to try to break down a few things that are going to be going down with that policy. We're going to recap what went down on Saturday for the preseason game. We're going to discuss who's in and who's most likely out on the team right now before, the full roster gets to be set by the end of the third preseason game. I know we still got week 2 to go. And then, the Rams-Raider joint practices going on this week. But other than that, as always, subscribe to the Unfiltered Truth YouTube page. And, you can also check out the website, unfilteredtruth.com. So, yesterday, late last night, Raiders came out. They were basically coming to accordance to Nevada's governor. They're going to basically ask for you to be vaccinated to come into the stadium. So I know, yes, there are a lot of folks that are upset and disappointed. They're frustrated. But I mean, this is their business and they have, every right to say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Hey, it's all right. Look, I don't make the rules either. But the one thing Mark Davis did come out and say, if you are a season ticket holder, if you have not sold your tickets, I'm going to repeat this. If you have not sold your tickets, you can get it refunded, not just for the nine home games, but they said he was basically going to give you basically like a refund up to 10 games. So the Seahawks game that just recently passed, and then the 9 home games. So that's what he's doing for you. If you're not wanting to go and get vaccinated, that's the options he's giving you. And then, you should be good with still making up whatever money you miss from this season. But I mean, I get it. And I get what the Raiders are doing. It's not just them. The Saints have done the same thing, but they did it a little different where you have to take a COVID test within 72 hours before walking in the stadium. And I'm just going to be real with you guys, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be going on most likely in majority of the stadiums in the NFL. It's going to be happening in NBA, NHL. This is going to be happening everywhere. So, I mean, if you're down with getting your shot, go attend your game or, watch it at home or watch it at the bar. I mean, or shit, some of these bars are starting to do the same thing. So, I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just informing you guys what's going on. And I hate for people to not get the proper information being channeled out. Now, here's another thing. Now, I know there's some folks who are like, well, how am I going to be able to get my shot right now? They said they're also going to be taking, if you want to get a vaccinated shot, you can get your first shot at the stadium. And once you get that, you will be able to attend the game and you have to wear a mask. Now, for some of the folks that bring their kids to the games, you can, I think they're like, from 12 and under, they can wear a mask. So, the kids that can't get a shot, definitely understand that. They said that they can wear a mask, okay? So, James, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they can wear a mask when they go in the stadium. So the kids are fine. They say, hey, just keep a mask over the face, But for the folks that, if you're vaccinated, you're going in, or if you're still looking to go in and get vaccinated right now before week 1 because this won't go into effect until September 13th. So I know there's some events going on like SummerSlam that's going on at the stadium. Yeah, you'll be fine with just going with a mask for right now. But when it comes down to week 1 for that Monday Night Football game and all the other home games, you got to be vaccinated. But the Raiders want fans to download this app. And this, I appreciate the help that Mick Akers from the Las Vegas Review Journal, he gave me a lot of information last night on what's going on, and I just want to share it with you guys. So there's a app called Clear. It's the Clear Health app. So basically, if you're trying to get like your health pass or all that stuff, if you have your vaccination card, you're going to basically try to get it digitized to where you can just have it scan like QR code like. So you're going to just have that upload on your phone. You're going to take a photo of it. You're going to take a photo of your ID. And yes, it's through the CDC. I know it's a little bit third party, but CDC is overseeing it. And they can pull up the database. And so this is what it's going to look like. Let me see if I can pull it back where you guys can see it. Tell me if y'all can see it. Just somebody give me a thumbs up. Tell me if you can see it. So this is how it's going to look. And right there, it shows that, okay, I'm intended for the Raider game. Oh, shit. Damn. That fucking light, bro. Hold up. I'm gonna turn the brightness down. That might help. There we go. So basically, god damn. All right, anyway. Y'all saw it, but I mean, so right when you go in there, you'll be able to like download the app that asks you to add this on, that add something, photo identification. If you're in Canada, you can do the same thing. Just scan your photo ID front and back. Same with your vaccination card. Just scan the front of it by taking a photo and make sure it's clear, it's not blurry, and then it'll be uploaded in there. So I'm just passing the info on, just trying to make sure you guys are informed about what's going on. I just don't want anybody getting false information or anything where like you walk into the stadium and you get blindsided by this. I just want to make sure everybody knows what's going on. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. They're enforcing it. And I'm just going to say this. If you're going to try to use a fake vaccine card, please don't do that. I'm begging you. Don't do that, because you're looking at spending 7 years in prison and also paying $20,000 fine. Okay. So I don't want that shit happening to any one of you guys. But other than that, that's pretty much it. What's going on. Let's go on and recap what happened in Saturday's win against the Seahawks. So Raiders took care of business 20-7. I mean, if this was a real game, I'd be real. I've been like Mark running up on the asses, but then again, you're not dealing with Russell Wilson in this game. But hey, offensively, there are some things that the Raiders are going to have to work on. Yes, we didn't have all of our starters in, but with this team and you're playing 17 games, you want to make sure that you have the proper depth that can hold up the entire season. So looking at left tackle, if for backup for Colton Miller, Brandon Parker's there. Brandon Parker did a solid job on Saturday night. I looked at the guard position. That's going to be John Simpson, and he's going to be backing up Richie Incognito. It was some struggles. It was a lot of struggles right there at his spot. his guy just blew right past him, and that's what led to that first sack in the game. And you can't have that. We got to make sure you keep the quarterback up. I don't care who it is, whether it's Carr, whether it's Mariota, or, Nate Peterman. And, Nate Peterman had to deal with the fact of getting sacked. Andre James, there was some things I really did not like. He was getting pushed back a lot. He was too high when he was engaging in his blocks. He was just too high, just standing right up, and that's why you just kept seeing him bounce back each time, versus you need to stay lower than what you are and get up in dude's chest. You just standing up dancing with him. No, you can't do that. I look at Lester Cotton Jr. This man wants to make this squad. Lester Cotton was pushing guys back. He actually got a couple of pancakes in the game. I was like, I'm impressed. And I know a lot of folks are just like, well, they went up against Seattle's backups. I'm going to let you know, they didn't go against every backup in that first drive with Seattle. They went up against the ones and the twos. And you got to remember with Pete Carroll's philosophy, you got to look at Gus Bradley's philosophy. When it comes to defensively, they're going to be rotating guys out left and right. So the fact of the matter is, the performance I was seeing from my left tackle and my right guard, it looked good when it came down to pass protection. Now, Alex Leatherwood, he needs to get some work in. I was seeing some of the things that I saw vice versa with that little battle that he had with Max Crosby during camp. His feet stopped. You need to keep your feet moving at all times. If your feet are not moving, then you're going to get pushed back right into the quarterback. It was some times I saw Alex Leatherwood falling down right on his face. But the thing that's getting me the most, I need Andre James to work on his communication skills on that line. Going back again to that first play on that drive, the sack, you literally see them getting ready to blitz on that one side. So, Andre, I need you to look to your left. I'm like, okay, we need to make sure we have blitz pickup ready. It should have been communication with him and Simpson. Like, you're going to have to grab this guy. Parker got his guy. The problem was Simpson got engaged with Andre James's guy, and then he tried to get over late to his guy. We can't have that. It's got to be communication. And the reason why I'm so concerned with that on that side is because, God forbid, anything happened to Richie Incognito, you're going to end up seeing John Simpson. I need him to be able to react and be ready to go, where we're not dealing with that. Now, granted, when it came to run blocking, I enjoyed it. They were getting a good push. But when it came to pass protection, and you look at what we have, you got speed, and everybody's been screaming, well, I want to see some deep passes from Carter Ruggs, Carter Edwards or Brown, the Waller, and I can go on with the amount of guys we have, especially with Renfro. So you got to give him time. And if you're not giving him time, then you're going to have every excuse in the book for him on why he's not getting to such and such. Because I'm going to go back and look like, well, no communication on the O-line. Guys are not, adding any power and within their pass protection. And I'm hearing somebody say that Andre James got some pancake blocks, and I'm just like, a pancake block is not when like it's 2-on-1 with one guy, with two O linemen versus one guy. No, it's 1-on-1, and you knocking that guy on his ass. I did not see that from Andre James. Andre James needs to get a little stronger. Maybe, maybe it's just the rust. You finally going at game speed now, since you weren't able to do it last season. But the fact of the matter is, this O-line is crucial. We need to see everything from each and one of these guys, from the ones to the twos. Guys need to make sure that they're in sync. I don't care if you're getting put in with the starters and you're a backup, or it's just anything. I need to see that you're in sync, and that's what you're gonna have to look for with Leatherwood, Andre James. Now, the best thing about it, when you have Incognito inserted in and then Denzel Good inserted at the right guard position, there's some veteran presence right there that can help out Andre James. So that's a good thing. And it's also a good thing on Alex Leatherwood's side. But it's going to come down to a point where, look, man, you're going to have to step it up. And that's pretty much it. You're going to have to step it up. Defensively, I was impressed with looking at this D-line get pressure. You had guys being able to get interior pressure. Malcolm Kuntz, when he came in, he stood out, got to the quarterback, put the pressure on him where he was either under duress, or he just threw it away. The one thing that really got me on that third down with our defense out there on their first drive, Damon Arnett's going to have to step up. Like, defense was on point. The pressure was coming. And then Damon Arnett, you're right on your guy, man. You had to stop. It could have been 3 and out. Poor tackling. And the Raiders cannot afford to have guys on that defense doing poor tackling. Because if you're doing that, you're going to be giving up big plays going down the stretch to the season. And we're going to be like, oh, shit, we're looking at something similar to what we dealt with last year. We can't have that. You know it, and I know it. We cannot have it. So he's going to have to step up. But he's going to get his work in tomorrow and Thursday with that joint practice. But Malcolm Kuntz was one of the guys that really caught my eyes. I got to give it to Tanner Muse. He kind of stood out there. So that shows that I can come in within the rotation. I ain't saying he's going to be a starter, but I can say that I kind of feel comfortable now that we can see Tanner Muse being that guy that can come in and say, okay, I can play the outside linebacker position. I can play coverage. I can do some containment. I know how to chase after the ball carrier correctly. And I felt comfortable. Darius Phelan coming from inside, that was great. That's something that we're going to need to see. I see Phelan getting back to where he was when he first played with Gus Bradley when he was with the Chargers. So that was a good feel to see. Gillespie, I know he's been out for a minute. He looked rusty out there. And the one thing that I caught, two things I caught. I think I could, I won't pull it up because I got a little short one of the night, and I can put it up on Twitter for you guys or Facebook for you guys to see. But the play that they gave up in the game, the one score that the Raiders gave up, it reminded me of something similar to what happened in Gus Bradley's defense with the Chargers last year against Kansas City. It was a certain stunt where the edge rusher is supposed to drop back and cover the flats. He's supposed to look like he's supposed to engage in off the edge, but he's supposed to stop and drop back, cover the edge. And that was Jerry Green, number 52. If you look at that play, that the touchdown they gave up on, you saw that Jerry Green was freed up. He was supposed to stay back and contain that area. And some people are like, well, he's just an edge rusher. I'm like, well, he's an edge rusher that also played linebacker at Mississippi State. So he has the speed to cover that edge off the outside. And Dallin Levitt, I'm going to be real, man. You know, he should not be out on defense. I'm just going to say it. Dallin Levitt is not someone I would want at the safety position out there on that defense. That's a liability. Even with it being a backup. Solomon Thomas. Solomon Thomas was pretty good out there. I think we're going to end up seeing a little bit more reps from this week. Tanner he's really not starting. He's just in a rotation. And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. If you look at Seattle's philosophy, they always like to rotate their defense from the linebackers to the D linemen multiple times, where it could be like your ones, your twos, and your threes. Gus Bradley does the same thing. He's going to be rotating guys in and out, keep them fresh. What formations and packages that some of you guys are good at. And that's when you got Tanner Muse out there. If you look at it, Tanner Muse, he was solid covering the outside, got his hands up. He has the speed. You need his quickness in certain packages. You saw that Nick Kwiatkowski was out there. Kwiatkowski did his business. You saw, what's his face? You saw even Javin White out there. You're going to see more and more of these guys get out there and take care of business. They're going to get them in and out, rotating them. They want to get these guys. They want to keep guys fresh. You want to keep your guys on that field fresh. And if you don't keep them fresh, that's how we dealt with so many injuries last year. I even say that it'll be the same way with some of your secondary players. Now, I'm going to say this. Nate Hobbs playing the nickel, so far, in my opinion, I think he's going to end up getting that job. I think he's going to be able to hold it down. Hey, John, how you doing? The other thing is, I'm a little uneasy with a Mick Robinson. I really am. I'm feeling a little bit unsure with him. You know, he had some missed tackles, like in that early part of the game that he came in. And then, he kind of made it up. But the thing about it is, Raiders need consistency from their players. They need consistency from their secondary. If you don't have the consistency going on, you're going to be out the door. And that's always been the problem. Raiders have always had guys that, he's shown flashes there. He's shown flashes doing that and all. So, we're hoping that we can get this out of. They're not doing that anymore. Waiting for you to finally show what you can do that we been expecting for the past year or two, they're not going to deal with it. So they're just going to say, your window closed. Move on. So a guy like him, he's one of my guys that are going to end up probably heading out the door. I say the same with offensively with Jalen Richard. I looked at how Trey Raggins performed on Saturday. This man was hitting the holes from the outside and inside. Something, inside running, Jalen Richard is not that good. The other thing is his pass protection. That's something that John Gruden is always looking for his offense. He wants a running back that can pass block. And Trey Raggins did an excellent job in protection, especially, I think, he saved Peterman one of the times from getting sacked. So you want that. You want that from Trey Raggins. I think he's going to end up walking away with his job, and then, that's going to be the end of Jalen Richard. The other thing is it's going to be it's going to be an interesting battle for that wide receiver position. That third or fourth, from wide receiver 4, 5, and 6. Those 3 slots up for grabs. I'm going to say this. Zay Jones did a way better job than Willie Snead. Stoner showed off. Keelan Doss showed off. When you saw those guys doing what they needed to do, get open, catch the ball, they still got to show more. And, I expect to see them play a little bit more in this week 2 preseason game against the Rams. But right now, you already know your wide receivers are going to be Edwards, Ruggs, Brown, Renfro. So those 4. But when you look at wide receiver number 5, I say wide receiver 5, 6, and they might end up going 7 wide receivers. And I wouldn't be shocked with John Gruden going 7 wide receivers. I mean, he loves his offense. I would say you guys like Stoner, Doss, and Willie Snead are fighting. They're fighting for those last one of those 2 spots. But I'm really gonna just give Zay Jones that 5th spot, in my opinion, right now. So it's really 6 and 7 actually. So, excuse me, not even Willie Snead. Let me take Willie Snead out. More of Turner. Turner went off. Turner's somebody that you want to see in the special teams, return game for kickoff and punt team. And he was pretty damn solid in the receiving game. So he had 7 catches for 43 yards. So really, he might beat out. So it's really, in my opinion, it's actually Turner, Doss, Stoner, Snead. I really do see, and here is Phil on YouTube. What's up, bro? He's in the comment section. Yeah, I do see Willie Snead getting cut, man. I just don't see him making it. And Keelan Doss actually got better at his, run blocking. That was something that he was having a problem with when he first got on the roster back in 2019, he just was not a great run blocker. So he's gotten better at that. He's gotten better at his route running. So he's got a good shot. But DJ Turner, man, Maryland product, PG County, y'all, we shining. I just love it. I just love hearing my boys from PG County shining. But it's going to be a real interesting battle. This is going to be an entertaining battle to finish up. Now, I forgot to give some of you guys the cuts that were going on, so let me go and give you guys that quick transaction report. Here we go. I was like, damn, I thought I gave y'all the cuts. I'm sorry. Oh, speaking of center position, Martin. I don't see Nick Martin making this team. Nick Martin, he struggled. Like, I mean, he struggled. Jimmy Morrissey, I could see possibly backing up Andre James. Pancake James, shit. He need to get some bass in his chest, man. But yeah, so Raiders signed familiar face, Tavon Coney. He was with us back in 2018 and 2019 for a little bit. And then he got cut on, so you saw him got cut on Hard Knocks. I just felt that was stupid that we got rid of him. That was somebody we needed. We were struggling at the linebacker position right off the bat. Daniel Carlson's off the COVID list. He's back in. Raiders waive Case Cookis, Dominic Eberle, Liam McCullough, Bo Scarborough, wide receiver Caleb Scott. Raiders also released Devontae Bowsby and Ethan Westbrook. So Earl Turner is going to make it over Willie Snead, bro. I'm going to tell you that. I looked at Willie Snead. He couldn't even really get past one of the guys that were like your fourth corner. I'm just like, really? You couldn't get past that guy? You couldn't get past that guy? I'm just saying, if we were to, I don't know, decide to say that, okay, this is the roster today. Let's deal with the wide receivers right now. I'm going to say it right this, and this is my wholehearted opinion. I'm going to say it, man. I'm just going to throw it out there, Earl, man. I'm just telling you, bro. Like, DJ Turner put on a show. He made sure everything that came his way, he caught it. John Gruden likes his receivers to catch everything his way. So if we were to start with the wide receiver group, Brian Edwards, Henry Ruggs, John Brown, Hunter Renfrow. That's 4 right there. Zay Jones, Keelan Doss. DJ Turner is going to take that last spot. Now, if I'm anybody, I'm going to take Dylan Stoner and stash him on the practice squad, because the practice squad now is basically unlimited. So, not the practice squad, but it's that's the IR. But I'm stashing Dylan Stoner on the practice squad. I'm definitely doing that. But another thing that bothered me, we got all these damn tight ends. Waller, Moreau, Carrier. I'm looking at Nick Bowers. I'm looking at Alex Ellis, and I'm really upset with Matt Bushman. I like Matt Bushman as a receiving tight end, but man, he whiffed on like one of those blocks where he looked like Tim Tebow out there. And well, you saw what happened to Tim Tebow today. His ass got cut because man doesn't want to block. And when you don't block and you're a tight end, your ass is gone. But I hope Matt Bushman can bounce back and try to show that, hey, I can engage with my guy and I can block and be physical. But if I'm right, I thought, you know what? I'm trying to remember. Did Divine Diablo get activated off the PUP list? Hold on. Let me double check. No, he hasn't yet. I'm going to need to see Divine Diablo back. That's another thing. But really, I put out a list out on Twitter, and now I'm running with a TikTok. Never thought I'd be saying that, but my guys that I wanted to see perform well and Saturday's game did what they were supposed to do. Trey Regis went off, running, receiving, blocking. Nate Hobbs went out, coverage, and making that sack and causing a fumble. And then Malcolm Kuntz, he was coming off the edge, bringing pressure the entire night. It was like speed off the edge. It was something I enjoyed. I think he's going to end up having a good game against the Rams, where he's going to have probably about a sack or two. It's bound to happen because it was too many times like he's getting way too close to the point where he should have had that sack. And I mean, it ain't like that Arden Key, he should have had that sack. It was like, you got to look at the quarterback. That quarterback is fast as hell. I was like, damn, why is he not getting this quarterback right here? I'm like, this quarterback actually ran a damn 4-4 flat. So I was like, shit. I mean, it's going to be speed. But, to get him rattled inside the pocket, and then you also had the pocket collapsing from our defenders, from, seeing Solomon Thomas and Darius Phelan, that's a great feeling to know that these guys were stepping it up. They took care of business. And I was impressed. I know, yes, it's preseason, but you got to remember, a lot of these guys didn't have a preseason last year. And then you look at this year, you only got 3 games. And these 3 games are going to determine how well your depth is going to look going into the season. Because if your depth chart is not looking solid, you're going to look like, I don't know, the Dallas Cowboys right now, because I looked at the past 2 games, their backups look horrendous. And while I'm saying, everybody's like, well, shouldn't you be concerned about the ones? I mean, yeah, I'm concerned about the ones, but when your guys that are backups that are not doing a solid job against, your number 2s are struggling against 3s and 4s, that's a problem. I don't want that problem with our depth chart. And if we had that problem with our depth chart, you're going to have some panic. Now, from the corner position with Mick Robinson and, Keelan Doss, Keelan Doss is okay, but, the thing of it is, I don't feel comfortable with those 2 right now. And, with Isaiah Johnson still being on the unable to perform list, it doesn't help his case either. Rasul Douglas, I'm a little okay with him, but the thing of it is, they might not go with Nevin Lawson. After you seeing how Nate Hobbs is doing, what's the point of you keeping Nevin Lawson? Now, if I'm the Raiders and you could probably snag one of these corners off the market right now, I mean, you can grab a guy like Quentin Dunbar because I know he wants to get on a team this year. And if he can get on a team and just, hey, show off for like what? That last preseason game, and we see something that like, okay, we're interested in him. We see what he does in practice. That would be interesting. But, I'm just saying. Cornerback position, like just depth-wise, that we need to add one more piece. D-line, I actually felt good. I felt good about our D-line. I felt good about our linebackers. Maybe, just add another piece. Add another guy in free agency. Tavon Coney, I want to see what he can do. I think they're going to give him a chance. I think they're going to see, because every time I kept looking at Coney and Paul Gunther's defense, I was like, he did a solid job. Why are we not giving him a chance? It's a head scratcher. But Earl, KJ Wright. Right now, I don't think the Raiders end up getting him. I just don't feel that they're going to end up getting him right now. I mean, you still got roster space. You had like a lot of cuts go on for the past 2 days. So Darren Lee's still on the roster and, Coney's there. So, we'll probably see a little bit more from those two this week. Can Darren Lee probably get it together? That's something to think about. I think that the reason why they won't go after KJ Wright, they're probably thinking like, damn, he might not be in. We need him in preseason shape. And he's been waited so long, so what you gonna expect? I do agree with this. We don't need to overpay everybody. We don't. I think they're seeing right now in preseason what we have in front of us. And, everybody always bitching and complaining about, they're not doing a good job developing the young guys that we have. Well, they're doing it now. So what you have right there is you're trying to develop and trying to work to see what you got. Versus, we're going to try to get this guy off the market. But tomorrow, some of the things I want to look for is this. I want to see the Raiders look to have Andre Jenkins. I want to see how he does against that Rams D-line. I want to see how Leatherwood's going to react to that D-line as well. That's the two main things I need to see from that. That's the two things I need to see from that O-line going against the D-line. Emmons, I can see him going to the practice squad. Yeah, I can see that happen. Other thing is, we got to see how this offense really flows going against, real defensive talent. The battle's going to be Brian Edwards versus Mr. Prima Dama. So I want to see how that's going to go. I want to see how he does against Jalen Ramsey. I've been waiting on that. I've been waiting to see how that's going to turn out. That's going to be an interesting battle. And I just want to see how our linebackers and, just our secondary responds to their matchups. That's going to be the main thing. But, other than that, we got some fun matchups, to pay attention to tomorrow. I hope everybody is on Twitter. I don't know who's going to be out there. Most likely, probably Vic Tafur probably be out there. So, Tashawn Reed, go on and pay attention to the tweets. Go on and look at most likely they're going to have video out there. So if you find it, look at it, observe it. I know I will. Somebody's going to have a camera out there for me. Yes, Aaron Donald versus RO line. That is the battle. And then, some of the guys got to go against Robinson. They got to deal with these speed linebackers. But other than that, that's about it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, subscribe to the Unfiltered Truth. You guys can recap tonight's show on YouTube. You guys can recap it on Spotify if you're on the go. I'm on iHeartRadio. I'm on Google Play Podcasts and iTunes. As always, you guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope you guys be blessed, be well, be excellent. I will say this, yeah. Corey Littleton update. He's fine right now. He's going to be probably one of you guys that you see inside a little bit with Nicholas Morrow. They're going to be, like I said, early on, they're going to mix it up. They're going to mix it up with these linebackers. They're going to rotate them in and out. So it's not going to be like, oh, is he getting benched? Is he getting replaced? It's not anything like that. It's going to be, we're just going to see how he does in this package or he does in that package. And that's normal. So everybody relax, keep pants on. Raiders know what they're doing right here. Gus Bradley damn sure knows what he's doing with this defense. And the fact that we have a defensive coordinator that knows what he's doing and we're not worrying about John Gruden meddling in that, I love it. So other than that, you guys take care. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Be safe.